This is the OUPES Mega 2 portable power station. My honest first reaction was, whoa, this thing is serious. The build feels rugged and professional, not like a toy power bank. The shell is solid, the lines are clean, and those chunky top handles actually make it manageable, even though it's around 48-50 pounds. It's portable in the sense that you can move it without special gear, but it's more luggable than grab and go. I've carried it from the garage to the car and in and out of an RV, and I'll be straight with you. After a few trips, your arms know about it. The control layout is simple in a good way. The screen is bright and easy to see in daylight, and the ports are clearly labeled. DC and AC outputs get their own buttons, so I never wonder what's on. The display shows battery percentage, input and output wattage, and an estimate for how long you can keep going at your current load. That time to empty readout helps a lot for newcomers who don't want to do math on the fly. What it doesn't show is time to full while charging, which would be nice to have. From my experience, setup is basically plug and play. I started with everyday stuff: phones, tablets, a laptop, a camera, battery charger, and a small 12V cooler. No drama at all. Then I started pushing it. I ran a blender to make smoothies at camp, fired up a random orbital sander while doing some trim work, and even tested a miter saw. The miter saw surprised me. The startup surge hit close to 2,000 watts for a second, then dropped and ran fine. That lines up with the specs: a 25 0-watt AC output and up to 54 0-watt surge. In plain terms, watts are how much power you can pull at once, like how wide the faucet is, while watt-hours are the size of the tank. On appliances with motors or compressors, startup spikes happen, and this unit handled them better than I expected. Key features that matter most to me are capacity, charging speed, flexibility, and the ports. The base battery is 2048 Wh, which is a solid tank size for a weekend off-grid or a short power outage. For perspective, I ran a handful of essentials on a camping trip: lights, small cooler, laptops, phones, and didn't drop below half after a couple of days. When it was time to refill, AC charging was shockingly quick. Going from low to full took about an hour and a half in my tests, which is faster than most power stations I've used. Solar input is rated up to 2100 W, and while I didn't set up a large array, my portable panels worked smoothly and kept a steady trickle going. The expansion option is there too. You can add up to 4 extra batteries and go over 10 kWh, which turns this into something that can cover longer outages or more demanding setups. That expandability costs extra, but it's good to have a path if your needs grow. On the ports, it checks the boxes I care about: multiple AC outlets, USB-A and USB-C for phones and laptops, and a 12V30A Anderson port that's great for RV use. The buttons feel solid, and the screen makes it clear which ports are active and how many watts they're drawing. I did notice a small quirk. When I press the AC button, there's a 10-15 second delay and a faint relay click before the outlets come alive. Not a huge deal, but if you're troubleshooting or in a rush, it makes you second guess for a moment. There's also a Wi-Fi/Bluetooth app. In my opinion, it's not the reason to buy this. I had pairing problems on both iOS and Android. Sometimes it connected, sometimes it didn't, and sometimes it just dropped. When it works, it's convenient to check status from across the room, but I ended up sticking to the onboard screen most of the time. If a reliable app is mission critical to you, you may be disappointed out of the box. I'm hoping firmware updates iron it out. Charging behavior is very reasonable. The fans stay quiet at light loads, spin up during heavy AC charging or when I pull high wattage, and then calm down. Noise-wise, it's fine to have nearby while working or hanging out. There's no built-in light, which surprised me given how many other features are packed in, but I can live without it. I also noticed a small standby draw. If I leave it on for long stretches with no load, the percentage ticks down slowly. It's not a deal breaker, just something to keep in mind if you store it powered on. If you're new to this kind of gear, here's a quick, simple breakdown. Watt-hours WH are your total battery size, how much energy you have stored. Watts W are how fast you're using that energy, like the speed of the drain. So a 2048 WH battery running a steady 200 W load should last around 10 hours, minus some conversion losses. For real-life use, the screen's time to empty estimate is your best friend because your loads change moment to moment. A fridge cycles on and off, a microwave spikes hard for short bursts, and tools can surge at startup. The OUPES Mega 2 handles those spikes well, and the inverter feels stable under stress. It's perfect for home backup during storms, camping where you don't want to mess with a gas generator, and RV trips where you need to run household-style appliances. I've used it to keep a fridge cold during a short outage, brew coffee in the morning, run power tools on a small project, and charge every device I own without juggling outlets. The peace of mind is real. I know that if the grid goes down or I'm miles from an outlet, I've got a dependable power source with fast recovery when I can plug into AC or good solar. In my opinion, the biggest trade-offs are weight and the app. The weight is the price of a robust battery and inverter. The app feels half-baked right now. On the upside, the charging speed is excellent. The port selection covers almost everything I need. The display is beginner-friendly, and the expandability means I'm not boxed in if I decide to scale up later. The design also looks clean enough to keep in the living room or office without it feeling out of place. From my experience, this power station can shoulder more than just small gadget duty. Seeing it spin up a miter saw was the moment I stopped wondering if it was overhyped. If you're thinking about medical devices like a CPAP, or keeping a fridge running overnight, or powering a small workshop setup at a remote site, it's up for it as long as you manage your loads and understand the limits. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a high-capacity, fast-charging power station that can handle real appliances and tools. If you're a camper, an RVer, a homeowner who wants a simple backup plan, or someone who needs portable power on work sites, it's a strong option. If you need to move it many times a day or you depend on flawless app control from day one, you might want to think about how much that matters to you. In conclusion, the OUPES Mega 2 earns my trust. It's powerful, it recharges quickly, it's easy to use, and it scales when you need more. There are quirks, but none of them outweigh what it does right. I'm keeping it in my rotation for trips and backup at home. I will post full information about the OUPES Mega 2 in the comments section. See you in the following videos.